It's a pretty good question there, but I mean the role in the side's pretty clear for me, and that's just to not really change the way I've been playing so far in the home season in Sheffield Shield cricket, and to go out there, and I've got a big role to play with the bat, and also got a big role to play with the ball. So the role's clear to me, but I see it as a genuine all-rounders role, and to go in and do as much as I can with both bat and ball. Well, I'm not really sure. I obviously never really played 4 or 5 day cricket here in Chennai before, so I leave those decisions to the people who make them, and you got to back them to make the right decisions. I'm just very happy to be a part of the four-pronged quick attack, and very keen to get out there and contribute to hopefully an Australian win.
Even though India got spinners on a target.
Yeah, I mean I was aware of the conditions, and I've got some plans in place to go out there and try and combat that. But it's all well and good to talk about it here, but it's about once you get out there in the middle and how you execute those plans. So I guess there's not much point of doing too much talking, and just wait till you get out there in the moment, into the match, and then hopefully the plans that I've thought about can be executed. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of mental visionary and things like that you have to prepare yourself for, and some plans to put in place. They're all part of I guess watching the footage and things like that. I kept a very close eye on the India-England Test series over here that was done recently. So seeing what worked over here, what didn't work, and things like that is obviously you got to see and look at the history and look at the past and see what works and what doesn't. I just felt like to almost try and put the pressure back on a little bit. At that point in time was the first thing in the morning, and that was just what I thought was the right thing to do at that stage. Unfortunately, I missed out on a pretty good opportunity there after getting a bit of a start, but I mean that's the way it goes. There's a lot of people I'd like to thank, but I think it's probably not really the time to do it, and I'm still very speechless about everything and lost for words. So I think I've missed way too many people, but obviously my family, my mum and my dad, and my 2 younger brothers have been a lot of support for me while growing up.
The role of the other players, other batsmen.
I think every player has a very important role to play. Every batsman has a very important role to play. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the side. But as you said, it is going to be extremely important. I think the openers have a extremely important role to play to get us off or get the team off to good starts, and then obviously the guys in the middle order, when it's probably going to be at its toughest, when the ball might be reverse swinging, or the spin bowlers might be turning the ball, and they'll have catches around the bat. So it's going to be very important for the guys in the middle order to start well as well. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's always, as you said, there's always talk of it, but once you get out into the middle, it's a little bit different. Obviously, the exhaustion and the energy it takes out of the bowls to keep repeating those types of things. But we've got some pretty fit bowlers, and some obviously with the quicks that we've gone in with. That's the strength of this side. I think is the quicks with James Pattinson and Mitch Starc and Peter Siddle. There's some 3 very fiery quicks there. So I mean that's I think the Australian team's strength, and we have to play to that strength.
Was directed towards your progress
it wasn't something I've always done. When I was younger, I was a bit more of a tearaway. I used to come in and try and bowl as fast as I could all the time, but having suffered a lot of injuries growing up when I was a lot younger, I had to adapt and change the way I bowled, because my body just couldn't handle that. So I certainly bowl a lot more within myself now, and try to challenge the batsman with my lengths, and hopefully get some consistent lengths, and hopefully get some movement with some reverse swing. And I think that's something that Shane obviously does very well. Is his length is impeccable, and bowls very good with an old ball as well. I think so. Obviously, with only having Nathan Lyon, we do have a couple of part-time spin options there. But I think the most important thing is, obviously, with going in with the three quicks and myself, is that we play to our strengths, and the quicks are going to be, or the ones there that are going to be looked upon to take the wickets. Look, I've been lucky enough to play against a lot of the batsmen, Pujara and Kohli, growing up, and seen them play a lot. And I've the utmost respect for these guys, and I think they're fantastic cricketers. So there's no way that any of the Australian bowlers or anyone in the Australian team will be underestimating how good some of the cricketers are in this Indian team.
Last question. Given that the field become,
Yeah, I mean, obviously having those guys around you is a lot of help, and it's very good to have people like that in your team. And someone like Peter Siddle is obviously, he's a guy you want in your side. He'll run in for you all day, and he inspires the people around him, and he inspires the other bowlers to keep doing the same thing. And that's just the type of person he is. And everyone that watches him grows a little bit as well with what he does. So. Having someone like that in your team is obviously very good, and it rubs off on everyone else.
Thanks, everyone.